The more I explore the Intellivision library of games, the more gems I find and the more fun that I have. But there's just one facet of the Intellivision that I can't get past, and it's this disc on the controller. It just has never felt right to me. I know it was unique for the time, but I'm over it. I want it to be a joystick to help me better enjoy these Intellivision games. Well, recently I got together with my friend Paul, who does product design and 3D printing over in his Etsy store, and I said, Paul, is there something we can do about this disc? And we spent some time, and there is something we can do about this disc, but we paid more attention to the Intellivision, sent some more love. We also created this weird boxy thing and this squiggly thing too. I'll show you all of this stuff coming up next. This video supported in part by...
Playing VR, I tend to sweat. It gives me an edge, so King of Nerds happens to give me an edge too. Let King of Nerds give you the edge. Bye, King of Nerds.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I am John, I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. When I contacted Paul and I said, you know, I like Intellivision, but I'm sick of this little disc, I looked back in time and I saw that for a while, back in the 80s, people were manufacturing either adhesive joystick that you could stick on this or even full replacements. And while you can sometimes find them, they're pretty rare and they're probably going to be expensive to find in the aftermarket. So Paul and I kind of talked it over and said, what if we could manufacture now a joystick that you could use to replace that disc on the Intellivision? And like is always the case when I have a conversation with Paul, he's always looking for how can he make us have a better time with these gaming gadgets we enjoy. He didn't stop there. He created a cool stick I'm going to show you for both models of the Intellivision, plus the little box and squiggly thing I showed you a second ago. I'm going to show you all of that, but let's start with the showcase, this cool reinvention of the Intellivision controller disc. All boxed up in Paul's new IntelliStick. This is IntelliStick 1 for the Intellivision 1. I've exploded it all out here. You've got a little packet of pieces you're going to need. You have the replacement stick, really nice. It matches the design. There's a ball topper that go on top of that. A replacement spring that you're going to need for the heavier stick. Also, a couple of replacement power switches for your Intellivision console. Those get lost really easily. He just threw those in for fun, just as a little bonus. Full color instructions over here. And I thought I was special because I got this little piece of strawberry candy, but apparently he throws that into all of his packages, so I'm not special. Now, most any kit you pick up from Paul is going to have these full color instructions. That's what I'll be following to do my conversion of this old Intellivision controller. Let's get started. The first step, very straightforward. We're just going to take out these 4 screws and set those aside because we are going to need them again to reassemble our controller. Next up, we're going to flip the controller over and remove this top face. Just like that. Now next we just remove that old disc and this old spring. We're going to replace both of those. So we're just going to set those aside. You can hold on to them in case you think you ever might want to roll back to the way it used to be. Now inside of this paper envelope, I told you were some extras. We have a little alcohol wipe as well as a couple of these very thin discs. You'll see where those come into play next. We're supposed to then lift this membrane very gently, just like that, and take a look inside. You see this little disc? What we're going to want to do is wipe this down with this alcohol. I want to make sure this disc is present. If it's not, Paul provided us with a replacement. Now we can use that, or we can just leave the old one in place. So for now I'm going to pull that out. Now we're going to look to make sure there are no tears in this or anything, and we're just going to give this a good wiping down just to remove any old years of debris. Now these controllers are in fair condition. I don't see tears in them or anything. They're all here. But we do need, it's not too dirty at all. There we go. We do need to reinsert, I'll use Paul's new one. Why not? We have this little disc. He's got to go right there. Now while we're here, we also want to clean out this little socket. So kind of just wad up our little alcohol wipe. Just get it in there real good. Clean out years and years of debris. That's not too bad, but now it's a little ball socket there is nice and clear. And then we're going to gently lay this membrane back down. Now next we're just going to drop in this disc. Now this is a protection disc that keeps this new stick from kind of grinding on the top of that membrane. So we're going to drop that over top there, just like that. And then we're going to take the new spring. It's got to be the new spring. Now the old one is just too weak for what we're doing. So this one goes away and we drop that new spring right on top. Next, we're going to set the new stick on top of there so it sits down into that little socket because there's a little pin on the bottom here and it goes right into that little ball socket we cleaned out right in there. And then we're going to lay the cover on top, starting at the bottom, and lay it down all the way flat. Flipping it over here while I'm holding it all together with my left hand, I'll screw in the 4 screws again to keep it all tight and secure. And that's it. You flip it back over, and now what used to be that little disc is a nice, easy to grip joystick. Full range of motion, plus he provided, if you like a ball topper, I really do, it's designed to be fit right on top of this. Push down a little, and now you have well-affixed ball topper joystick on your Intellivision controller instead of this old disc. And don't forget, as a bonus in the kit, if you're one of those people like me who's in Intellivision, the on-off switch is missing that slider because there's just a little top on this switch. He provided 2 replacements, the original in black, and then this one, well, I kind of like the one in gold. Just put it right on there. Done. And that's just an extra. Figured I'd start with a little Space Armada. Let's see, we want to play a game. Enter. Okay. Oh. I can use either button. Yep. I just like having a joystick. You know, maybe if you played Intellivision back in the day, you're okay with that disc. But this feels more natural to me, you know? It's more what I'm accustomed to, and I appreciate that. Whoa! And how about a little Beauty and the Beast, shall we? Let's see. There we go. All right. Looking for an open window. Whoa, up, whoa, got caught. Missing hearts. There's a heart. Ah, and up. There's one. It feels great with the joystick, I tell you. Get one more floor at least. Whoa, up. And up. And up. Got it. Okay, I gotta do one more because it's too much fun. Get that heart. Got it. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, I got hit by the bird. There we go. Window, 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 and I'm in. Got it. Now you might be looking at this and saying, John, that's great, but I have an Intellivision 2. Will it work on that? It won't. But there's good news. Paul also created another kit specifically for the Intellivision 2. Now that requires a different process, but don't worry. The kit is also available on his Etsy store. It has everything you need plus a full set of instructions to walk you through upgrading your Intellivision 2 controller, including a replacement face cover, because often when you dismantle the 2, it tend to be brittle because of how it went together. He thought of that, and it includes replacement face covers for the Intellivision 2 controller. So there's that, but I also promised you some extras, and the extras started with it was kind of a wish that I have all these little inserts, the covers that go, the overlays that go on the keypad or the Intellivision, and I said, you know, they often live in the box, but when I want to play, I've got to dig out the box, and I don't need the instructions in the box, I just need the overlay. What can we do? Well, I had an idea, and he'd had an idea. We couldn't decide on which one, so Paul did both. Now, if you have a genuine Intellivision and all the cartridges, you also have a mountain of these things, all of these inserts, these overlays that go on the controller. And what do you do with them when you're not playing? Well, some people put them back in the box, and then you have to get the box off the shelf to play the game again. I personally like to keep the cartridges out and then have these accessible, but they do get cluttered and messed up and lost. So I asked for a simple box, which Paul made not a simple box, a very elegant box. So this guy clicks open, all 3D printed, and all of these little inserts go perfectly right inside of the box and easily accessible like a little index drawer. So I liked that, but he said, and you might like this better, actually it's pretty clever. If you want to have them open for display, this little caddy will allow you to set them up. So you can tuck them right in here, and these are tiered, so you can see one's behind them. Look at that. And there's another way to store your overlays for Intellivision. And I guess it would work for really any game overlay this. Now, I don't know the specific width of that one, depending on what overlay, 5200 or something else, but certainly for Intellivision, this is perfect width. And this one I think would work in pretty much any overlay because it's not specific to the width. So if you made it this far, whether or not you're interested in picking one of these up from Paul's Etsy store, link down below, let me know in the comments whether you like my design better or Paul's design better. We'll see who wins. We'll see who, it's on, Paul. We're gonna see how it goes. Now, if any of these cool Intellivision gadgets look like something you need to add to your Intellivision setup, links to Paul's Etsy store and these new products are listed down in this video description, of course. Plus, you can browse all the stuff he's been creating all along. Grips for things and custom joysticks and adapters and things that just take the gadgets we already enjoy and play with and kind of amp them up a little bit to make them more fun and easier and more ergonomic to enjoy. I'm going to place links to some other videos I've done highlighting Paul's work over my shoulders here and here. Of course, I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.